Hey, it's Doug with an opportunity to catch up with the queen of clean, the most amazing comedian. You know her. I love her. Everybody loves her. Chonda Pierce.
You and I need to retire. We've been at this far too long. 32 years. And I think I met you on year 30.
Well, another
You're
opportunity.
still looking young. That's not fair.
Well, there's filters. No.
Yeah. You did have a little more poofy hair years ago. Yeah.
Well, there's a brand new movie that's coming to theaters for 3 amazing days called Roll With It. So we want to get right to it. I saw the trailer. It's hilarious. And for people that live in your town, this is super local. I love that.
I love it. You can go to rollwithit.movie and Fathom will give you a list of the movies across the country. But I think they pretty much saturate Nashville because that's my hometown, and my little town of Ashland City shut down so that we could get this movie done. And so, we have to make sure they can see it. So we have a lot of theaters here. But I've gotten all kinds of notes going. I got my ticket already. I'm in, Montana. I got my ticket. I'm in Tulsa. And I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. I just got so excited. One, I've been doing what I do for a long, long time. So it is always fun to do a little something different, and this is definitely a little something different. Memorizing someone else's words, even though a lot of it was my persona, and the director, Chris Dowling, what a sweetheart. And he's directed lots of movies. He's like a big shot. But I was so nervous. We went to the Dallas Film Festival, International Film Festival, and he had a chance. We got to sit in an audience and watch it sing. People, this was a very secular venue, and they were rolling laughing. Even at the times of, there's a line where I'm praying in my prayer closet and eating donuts, and they were just chuckling laughing, and it won for our category, for family film, it won. And we both looked at it like, yes, we've got something, we did it. Yeah. And I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
Well, give us some of the backstory so I understand. There's a COVID frustration story tied in here.
Oh, let me tell you, this thing has been a little frustrating. It was hard enough to do it. We shot it in August, which is the most hot and humid time in Tennessee. But then we had this one county fair scene, which really was the county fair for our county, and they let us film there. And it turned out to be like 35 degrees. We were freezing. So that was crazy. Then we finally got it done. We were so excited. We got it edited. And, in Christian movies, unless you're like Jesus Revolution, you don't have as big a, budget, much. So we had to cut corners and figure it all out. And we did. And it's great. And I feel very blessed. But then the week it was supposed to be released into the theaters, COVID, the world got shut down. And I've been to the White House. I was about to call him and say, can you just wait a couple of weeks? Let my movie get out. And that was so sad because, one, David and I started this script. Of course, you remember you were in my documentary, Laughing in the Dark, and you've been there for me for so much, my stuff. But it was something David and I sat down and put pen to paper and said, hey, this would be funny. And I really started out playing a Walmart greeter, but Walmart didn't like my politics. So we had to create the biscuit barrel. And it was so fun. It's a great, fun movie. It shows a lot about camaraderie and girlfriends. And then it shows my favorite scene is Michael W. Smith singing Freebird, dressed like Billy Ray Cyrus. And he's like, this is going to ruin my career. And I go, nothing can ruin your career. You're like the head of the worship world, But I always say that's worth the price of the ticket right there, is seeing him do
that. Was it hard to arm wrestle him into that, or did he take to it?
Actually, no. He said, oh man, this could be fun. Elizabeth Hasselbeck sings in one of the karaoke scenes, and she's terrible. I think she did that on purpose, you know. But and then we have this funny couple, which a guy who works for TBN was so funny. You know how you just call in every favor you can, you know. And then we hired some really great actors and actors. Judith Hogue, who was April O'Neil in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And yes, and what's so funny, of course, that was my son's favorite movie on the planet. And when she came over for us to practice our part, he was like, Mom, April O'Neil is sitting on my couch, you know, his little boyhood crush, you know. But of course, she's been in lots of movies and all, but I think I made a lifelong friend in her. And it was really great for people. There were a lot of people that participated in it. There were not believers. One fellow was declared an atheist. He didn't even know the words to Amazing Grace. Isn't that funny? By the end of the movie, you see people soften and they're around folks who love Jesus. We were a couple of scenes where I wanted to have prayer before we shot the scene because the content was so important to me for widows to feel that, you know, kinship. And so it was a wonderful thing to get to do. I'm ready to do another one, but not one that's going to be so hard to get out for the public. So thank you to Fathom, because at least they'll put it out there for 3 days, you know. And I think it's about 900 theaters or so. We're trying to get more. I keep telling everybody, if it's not in your area, call Fathom, you know, and just like burn them down by the internet. Just, you know, say, we need this theater. So I'm so excited.
That's cool. May 9th, May 11th, and May 13th for 3 days.
Yes.
You talked about writing some of that stuff with David.
Yes.
A little bit more about that's such a,
you know, it is bittersweet. It sat in a drawer for a long time. And I remember coming home one day and I said, hey, I gave that little script. I was in the office in Beverly Hills with my manager who shares an office. His firm was Larry Bresner and David Steinberg, and they all managed Billy Crystal and Robin Williams. So this is before Robin passed. And I said, hey, I gave that little script to Larry Bresner today. And my husband goes, what? It's not ready. You know, it's just, you know, we're just trying it. And I'm like, I know, but I thought it would be cool, you know. And Larry Bresner calls me in his office now, this big time. He's produced every movie Robin Williams ever did. And he said, young lady, do you know how much money it would cost to film this? And I said, no. And he goes, more than your market could ever bear. You know, I wish, and he passed. I wish he was alive to see what Jesus Revolution is doing. Because the people that thought Christian movies were lesser than and low budget, Christian movies are getting fantastic. You know, and the really cool thing is the box office really speaks to these people going, there's something to these Christian movies. But Larry said, because we had originally wrote it where I was a Walmart greeter and I had to win a karaoke contest because my house was falling in a sinkhole. And he said, to film a house slowly, you know, every scene sinking down, you can't do it, you know, and there's not enough green screen in the world to do it right. And so that's why we started toying with it. And then he passed and we put it aside. And I was in the middle of doing a movie, I think one of the Hallmark movies or something. And somebody asked me, have you ever, you know, done a movie? And I said, well, have you ever written a movie about your persona? And I said, yeah. And I gave it to that guy. And then the script gets passed around. You know what I mean? It gets passed around and it fell into the hands. I don't know who got it first, but Chris Dowling, the director, who's directed lots of incredible movies. And he took the script and he said, I'm going to vamp this up. You know, you got to condense things. I don't know anything about that. You have to condense it so you can get this scene in and it leads to the next scene. And, you know, because you don't shoot a movie in sequence, you know, you have to, and he knew exactly how to take it. So, and we knew this is the X amount of dollars we have to do it. It's like, it was so that side of it was so fascinating to just be a part of watching that grow and change. He came up with a great script, even came out to see me at work. And he was like, you're really funny, you know? And then the day we filmed something where I was singing, he was like, well, thank heavens, you really sing too. Because, you know, because that could have ruined the whole movie if I can't even sing, you know, karaoke. So it was just such a fun thing. I think audience is going to have a fun night when they see it.
Awesome. Chonda, looking forward to it. Roll with it, May 9th, 11th, and 12th. We'll have all the posts and the links to tickets as a part of the video. Is there anything, I know the focus is now, I see on your website, you're still all over the place touring.
Oh, can you believe it, Doug? I'm at 63. I still get too much work. I need to retire. I keep saying that. My manager goes, "No, I've booked you till you're 100. You're not retired." And he says, "Don't tell people you're retiring. You could go broke and have to work again." But I love my job, but I really love my audience. We've all grown up together. We had our children together. We went through menopause together, and so it is fun. It's been such a sweet joy that what the Lord's allowed me to do for these 32 years, really. But I need to find me a man, Doug. So I can't do that out on the road when your audience is 95% women. Bring all your single brothers. That's what I need to start advertising. Yeah.